Yesterday, he was arrested, put before court, and granted a 50,000 Ghana cedis bail. You know, because the report we have is that a 3-year-old was murdered or was killed as a result of the accidents that he was involved in, and everybody's putting the blame on him. But yesterday, something dramatic happened. You know, right after the accident, he had gone to
the movie premiere. That's right.
With a big plaster on his forehead.
Yes.
He went to dance and everything else.
Yes.
Look, I'll find me a Lil Win song. He went to dance and everything else. Then, yesterday in court, he had
Yes, in fact,
is it a shower cap?
We can project that onto our screens. We have a picture, and then you can see it clearly.
The thing on his head, was it a shower cap or what is it called?
It looked like what they give you after surgery. You know, they protect you. Maybe they slice open the head or to get the hair out of the way. He had that on his head, as well as
yesterday when I saw it, I thought it was the thing that you people wear, the ladies, you wear something.
Yes.
The bonnet.
The hair bonnet. You have the French version, the bonnet. So this is Lil Win, as you can see him on our screens at the moment.
So let's describe this.
Yes.
So he has a nose mask.
Yes, please.
He has the shower cap.
Yes.
And then he has what do you call that thing? On the
neck brace.
Neck brace.
Okay. And a plaster on the head.
Plaster on the head, and he has some plasters on his feet as well. Yeah.
But in fact, yesterday when he arrived at the court, he arrived in a wheelchair to begin with.
Yeah.
Later on, he was hoisted up, and we saw him walking, leaning on another individual, you know, in attempts to move from place to place. But that's how he arrived. A far cry from the energetic display we saw when there you can see, if you are watching on the stream, Lil Win is
live on our Facebook page.
He's in a wheelchair now, being carried into a police vehicle. So that's the at least the current state. There's a nurse also accompanying him, pulling the wheelchair, also in a shower cap, and the nurse's uniform.
So they came directly but I don't know what could have transpired within that short period because he went to the premiere after it, and people were worried that, look, anything could have happened. It could have been internal bleeding or whatever it is. He should have rested.
Yes.
But he went there. He went to dance. And then the day after, he also went to church to thank God, for saving him from the accident. So I'm wondering at what point this whole neck brace and plaster and shower cap and not being able to walk and what's the other one? Wheelchair.
So you
business.
see now there's two people. Okay, the police.
So two MTTD officers. So he has a plaster on his left shin.
I think left and right.
Left and right is two. Okay. Well. So that was Lil Win. Lil Win actually really in church, you know, he was dancing and all of that. Well, Ibrahim Abubakar was in court for us yesterday. He's with the Northern Bureau. He joins us on the phone line now. Ibrahim, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Johnny.
Great. The public have been speaking. First, you guide us. What happened in court yesterday?
Okay, so even before going to court, yesterday morning, we had a hint that Lil Win will be discharged in court. You know, since the incident on May 25, he has been at the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital receiving treatment, even though on that same day, we saw him going for the premiering. After that, we were told he went back to the hospital. Then the following day, he went to church for Thanksgiving. I think that's where all those issues started, because this is an accident that claimed the life of a 3-year-old. So for him to have gone to church to thank God was something that a section of the public found to be insensitive. But after the Sunday, after church, he went back to the hospital. So he was receiving treatment, and the information, in fact, we had even from hospital authorities was that the police had been coming there morning and evening just to observe his condition and also wait till he's discharged before they take the next line of action. So yesterday when we heard he will be discharged, we went there, and the police too was there. So as soon as the doctors discharged him, initially his management was not even aware the police had come around. They were taking him straight to his vehicle. Then the Menchia Divisional Police Command, the MTTD, came there and told them that no, he has to follow them to the police station. So they rather had to put him in the police vehicle straight to the Menchia police station. He had to call his lawyer before taking a statement. Then after that, they sent him to the Regional Police Command where they had to formalize the charges that they charged him with before sending him to court. Before we got to court, police, or I would say security, was very, very tight there. In fact, people couldn't even believe. Those on the motorbike numbering about 50, then we have police vehicles and other things. So we got there, then we entered. The judge just looked at him and the condition. He just couldn't. He was finding it very, very difficult to even walk, and he had this neck brace with him. And whilst even in court, he was kind of dozing off, just showing a sign of still not being too well.
Right.
So the judge just looked at his condition, even though when the case began, his plea was not taken. His counsel pleaded that they should be granted bail looking at his health condition. The prosecution didn't oppose to that. All that they wanted was that they wanted, as part of the bail condition, for him to be reporting at the police station once every week so that he also assists with investigation. But the judge said, no, looking at his condition, he needs time to heal, to recover, so that they will start the case properly. So he decided that, yes, he's giving him a bail within 4 weeks by that time, which he believes he would have recovered a bit so that the case could begin properly. So that was how it panned out. So in the court, we didn't spend even more than 30 minutes there, and that decision was taken, and Lil Win had to.
Ibra, in Accra, people are wondering when Lil Win transitioned from the dancing man at his premiere right after the accident with a plaster on his forehead, going to church for Thanksgiving service, and even, testifying that everything is okay. God did the best for him and saved his life. How we transitioned from that happy man, even after that predicament, to somebody who is so weak and couldn't walk, he had to be supported, had plasters on his both shins, had a neck brace, had a shower cap, and had a plaster on his forehead, and couldn't walk. Somebody had to guide him. He had to be in a wheelchair. People are talking in Accra and asking those questions. Some are even suggesting that, Lil Win could be acting and not really, feeling the pain as he is feeling now. What are people saying in the Ashanti region?
Well, Johnny, the same concerns, the same comments. Like you said, people were literally shocked when they saw the videos out there, the pictures out there of his inability to even throw even one step. Most of them just couldn't believe. But then this is medical. This is something that you and I cannot just say it off head. In fact, at a point in time, the police even told us that when they went to visit him at the hospital, he was vomiting blood. And most people just couldn't believe it. So it was as if on the day of the accident, maybe that is what people, other side of the people are also thinking. Maybe because he invested heavily in the movie, the premiering, he had to find his way to go there. But maybe after, because, there are times you may be involved in an accident, that 2 days, you wouldn't feel the pain. Maybe after the third day or fourth day, it's possible Well, we can't confirm that because the doctors were not talking to us, the management were not talking to us, and even the lawyer, when we posed that question to her, she decided not to answer those questions regarding his health and why all of a sudden he has to be in a wheelchair and all those things. So, in fact, even in court, that question came up, but the judge was saying this is purely medical and there is nothing we can do about it. After all, whether we like it or not, the 1 month will come, and by that time we will be certain that maybe he would have, even if not fully recovered, he would have recovered to the extent that the case could continue. But in his current condition, Johnny, if you see him, I'm not sure even if you are a judge, you will even think about detaining him for a second, because this is a man, he couldn't walk. Like you said, others are saying he's acting, others, but he is just showing some pain in him. It could be acting, it could also be true that he's feeling those pains. So the discussion is not just in Accra. Kumasi, people are talking a lot about his current state, and others were even asking whether he was recently involved in an accident again, apart from the one that occurred on May 25, because the situation they are seeing him currently is worse than how they saw him when the accident occurred.
I see. Well, Ibra, I want to thank you very much indeed for your time. But before you go, was there, I mean, usually when such applications are made in court and seeking for bail for persons who have been accused, it comes with supporting documents. Was there any doctor's reports to the effect that Lil Win is not strong enough, so the judge had to consider it, or it was just the judge looking at him and making that decision in court?
Well, that one, it was the judge's discretion. He just looked at him. Even when the prosecution was insisting that he should be allowed to come to the police station once every week to assist with investigation, the judge said no. Based on what he is seeing currently, he is giving that 4 weeks duration for him to be able to recover. In fact, the prosecution was at a point in time saying that that should have come from a medical doctor, that he cannot move within that 4 weeks. But the judge said no. Based on what he saw, he decided to grant that 4 weeks adjourned date, hoping that he will return on June 27 for the case to commence properly.
Thank you. Ibrahim Abubakar, he's with our Northern Bureau, and he's joined us here with the updates. Ibra, always a pleasure speaking to you. So what we'll do is that we will count this conversation for tomorrow, because we want to also bring you an exclusive conversation with the family of the deceased boy, you know, who lost his life in the unfortunate accident. So you have to stay with us here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. We'll bring you the fine details.
Wait a minute,